Hey, welcome back to No Hype Beer Reviews. Unless it's your first time, then welcome. Please consider subscribing. If you do, hit the notification bell, get all the updates. Right, so for today's video, it's beer courtesy Caleb. Thanks so much, Caleb. I really appreciate it. It's also a re-review, and I don't do a lot of them. Beers that like they release annually, I'll do those. But I love this beer. Warning, this is probably going to be more of a love letter than a review, but I'll try to be more, professional review about it. But I love this beer. And also, I haven't reviewed anything in a while. Well, I reviewed coffee yesterday. But anyway, I haven't reviewed a beer in a while. I haven't actually been down here in a while. So, feeling a little rusty. I've just been sick, but I woke up today feeling a lot better. I don't know if I sound better than I did. And if you watched yesterday's video of me reviewing coffee, the Trader Joe's one, you tell me. How about that for a comment below? Do I sound better today than I did in yesterday's video reviewing the coffee? Oh, I didn't realize. I'm so excited to have this beer again. I didn't even talk about it. So it's New Glarus' Raspberry Tart. And I don't think they put the ABV on the beer, but I think it's around 4.55 or something. Treat yourself to a rare delight. The voluminous, I can't even. It's hard. It's tiny. The font is so tiny. Voluminous. Raspberry bouquet will greet you long before your lips touch your glass. Serve this Wisconsin. Oh my God. Slow down. Told you it was rusty. But at reading, it's so tiny. Wisconsin framboise, very cold, and a champagne flute. I tried to mimic that somewhat. Then hold your, unintentionally actually, I just grabbed it because I wanted a small glass. Then hold your glass to a light and enjoy the jewel-like sparkle of a very special ale. Oregon proudly shares their harvest of mouth-watering berries, which we ferment spontaneously in large oak vats. Then we employ Wisconsin-farmed wheat and year-old Hallertau hops to round out this extravaganza of flavor. Life's too short to wait for dessert. Enjoy. All right. If I go back in time, I wouldn't have read that. I would have just gotten into it. Yeah, I mean, beautiful. This beer is beautiful. I've said this many times before. If I lived in Wisconsin and could easily get New Glarus' fruit beers, I wouldn't even do a beer review channel because I would just be drinking those all the time, and I would never drink anything else. So it's kind of good that I can't get this stuff easily because I would shut down the channel immediately. So again, could be more of a love letter than anything. But yeah, beautiful red, a little bit of orange down here, a little bit of purple in there as well. Not a lot of head. The head's got a little brownness to it. It's like a very soft tan, somewhere between what I would call white and tan, actually. But yeah, beautiful looking beer. Let's get into the aroma. So you get that raspberry, but there's a nice tartness, raspberry tart, right? I was going to say, what they just call the beer. So far, my aroma notes are the name of the beer. I get raspberry and tarts. No, you get that nice raspberry, a little jammy. It's like this citric tartness. It reminds me of, like the tartness reminds me of like a sour tart beer that doesn't have any fruit in it. And my mind is like, how do I process this? How to describe this? And my mind almost always goes to lemon. So that's kind of like with this is my mind goes to citric or citrus and like the citric acid kind of a thing. I feel like I'm about to sneeze. All that talk about me feeling better. That's another reason I did this beer. Low ABV, and it's basically juice, right? So it's probably healthy for me to drink this right now. Soft vanilla oak. A little bit of like cranberry, actually. I think that tartness is making me think cranberries. It's a little, like I said, jammy. Slight earth, straw kind of a thing. It smells fantastic. I mean, again, love letter. Cheers. Thanks again, Caleb. I hope you're doing well. the perfect balance of the sweetness, all those jammy raspberry notes. Reminds me of these hard raspberry candies my mom used to get Christmas time, and then in the center there was raspberry jam. It is so that. And those probably did have like some citric acid or something to balance out that sweetness a little bit. So it's so reminiscent of those candies. And then she just put them out in a jar. It's like that in liquid form. It's, you know, how taste and smell is so tied to, you know, memory. You know, just bring me back, you know, the little serving dish she put them in. It is so much that in beer form. But yeah, even if you never had those before, you get nice raspberry jam notes. You do get a little bit of that cranberry thing, but again, I think it's just because I associate that with tartness. You get a nice tartness. Actually, it follows the aroma. It hits, the impact of different things is different aroma and taste, but like everything I said in the aroma is in the taste. A little bit of this earth thing, a little bit of soft, like oaky, slight vanillin. But it's really, the raspberries are the star of this show. Don't want to say anything inappropriate. It brings you up to the edge. You might have been able to figure out what I was going to say. Of that raspberry being too tart. I mean, then the sweetness pushes back, where it's never too tart. But it's like a delight to drink. It kind of like teases the palate. You know, is this going to be sweet jammy only? Is this going to be tart only? And then in a beautiful, not even like a tug of war, because that's not typically a thing of beauty, but some sort of like, you know, dueling instruments, or not banjos, dueling instruments where it's like, oh, this is so lovely, and then the other player starts playing, you know, in a response. It's like, oh, but that also is so lovely. It's not too much of either of them because they're trading off. That's this beer. I hope I came across poetic. I'm really trying here to get back into how do you do these beer review things. But yeah, man, this is phenomenal. This is a love letter. It's not even a review. You know, 5 out of 5, 10 out of 10 if I did review or did ratings, 100 out of 100. 1,000 raspberries out of 1,000 raspberries. And it's just so inviting, sip after sip. I want all of it. I want it all. It's so good. It is so good. I love these fruit beers from them. Caleb, thank you so much. You gave me a trip down memory lane. You gave me a nice re-review, which I don't do a ton of, but like I love these beers so much. I was like, you know what, do it, dude. Gave me some nice fruit to help me finish kicking this cold's butt, and a delicious beer as well, if I didn't say that part. So thank you. Have you guys had this beer before? Have you had a beer that you would also describe more as a love letter versus a review, where if you were to talk about it, you'd be like, oh, I know this doesn't sound much like a critique, or at least in terms of any negative thoughts in this critique. It's just positive thing after positive thing. Do you like raspberries? Remember those candies I was talking about? I don't know. Anything, everything. Comment section below. Let's get a conversation going. Once you're done doing that, make sure you check me out on Instagram and Untapped. It's No Hype Beer Reviews at both of those places. So please like, comment, subscribe, and most importantly, imbibe. Cheers, everyone.